92 children are not getting the minimum. It's not the optimal, it's the minimum. Which means that 92 children are not getting the required minimum dietary diversity. So if we don't meet the minimum, how do we expect to see the difference? I think you can see your respective regions here. In some regions 2, in other regions like 10, like the Benishangul, and I think Addis are like the better one. Which means that making a difference will be the biggest bottleneck if the children don't eat. The minimum thing that the children, we can make for the children is for them to eat. If they don't eat, we can't make a difference. 20% of the stunting happens during pregnancy, which means that pregnant mothers are also not eating the minimum dietary diversity during that period. As you can see here, almost 93 pregnant women out of 100 are not getting the minimum dietary diversity needed for their health and also for the child growth and development. So it's very obvious to see that 20% of children being stunted, children being stunted when they are born. It's very obvious. So I think these things really requires, thinking and making things work with all available resources. I think in some contexts it is not a matter of lack of resources, but it is a matter of how the resources are being used at that critical period. I think most of you know that there is a lot of socio-cultural barriers in terms of pregnant mothers feeding and also children 6 to 24 months feeding practices. So this all requires advocacy, but also from our side, programming component needs to be also addressed. Just to give you from many social services, we still have a huge inadequate access to water and also sanitation practices are very low. But there is still a promising practices. The innovation phase of the Sakota declarations that we did has shown a promising progress. We have also making a positive trajectory during the expansion phase. But still requires more effort. Especially when we, look at the trajectory put here in terms of preventing almost 5.7 million children, it requires three things. One, scaling up the high impact, cost-effective interventions. Two, reaching out more vulnerable communities. And three, enhancing the investment needed for improved nutritional outcome. So if we increase the interventions, increase the investment, and also reach more vulnerable populations, there is a promise that we can still achieve around 5.7 million children by 2030. But that requires acceleration. We have performance scorecards, both for regional level performance, as well as also the Warada's performance. There is a positive trajectory compared to the expansion phase 2014, 15, 16 Waradas moving from red to yellow and green. But still most of our Waradas are not doing well. Even if they have the resources, they are not with us, they are not delivering what they should supposed to deliver. we need to look back and how do we really make a difference in our waradas? If the activities are not done at warada level, at community level, at household level, we can't really see the change that we expect at regional and national level. Last year, we have managed to prevent almost 100,000 children from stunting through the investment made in 2015. The prevention that has been done for these children has enabled for them to have more learning capacities. They could perform their schools based on the scheduled time. They may not drop out, they may not fail in their school. When that is also translated in terms of cost, it is gaining over 48 million USD additional lifetime earning has been gained. Now these children, when they are adults, now they are contributing this amount of resources to the country economy. If we double this effort, if we triple this effort, if we maximize this effort, the amount of resources that we are losing by stunting is going to be closed.